Stop number 8 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to the third of 3 straight short track races on the tour, as we're here today at Martinsville Speedway in Martinsville, Virginia, the oldest of the tracks we run on the circuit here, a track that dates back to 1947 in this this world. As we're here today for running in the STP 500s, we're set for 75 laps racing on the shortest and the slowest of the race tracks we run on the Cup Series circuit. So here's the starting lineup on the pole. It is number 2, Dylan Young in the Miller Lite Ford. He's alongside number 21, Sitco Ford of Quentin Moore. Second row is number 42, Trent Dunham, and number 24, Charles Sanford alongside. Third row has the winner at North Wilkesboro, Cole Deaver in the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet, car number 3, and car number 18, Nathan Ormond in the Interstate Batteries Toyota. Fourth row has the number 94 Kana-Chan TV Chevrolet of Jessica Shelton, the winner this season at Bristol. She's flanked by Kyle Matthews in car 25, the Kodiak Chevrolet. Next row down is car number 20. It's Rafael Duke, the Daytona 500 champion, and also winner at Rockingham this season, the 20 Home Depot Chevrolet. He's alongside Stephen Colon in car number 1, the Mopar Dodge. Next row is number 99 Levi McIntyre, the XI Batteries SKF Ford. Winner this season at Darlington, and Joshua Osborne. Car number 45 sits alongside. Next row down is car 44, Alex Miller in the Hot Wheels Chevrolet, and number 98, Seth Cole in the Haas Automation Ford. Next row down is number 28, Keith Batson, the Texaco Haviland Ford, car number 28, and number 4, Kodak Film Chevrolet of William Brock. Next row down is number 43, Mike Becker, and number 70, Daniel Bouchard. Next row down has car number 01, Laura Chung, and number 15, Nathan Hudson. Next row down is car 29, Zachary Fitzwater, and number 66, Eric Monaco. Next row down has Dylan Poteet, number 22, that's a Caterpillar Toyota. Number 17, Jesse Turner sits alongside in the Western Auto Chevrolet, hoping to get his season turned around. Next row down is the winner at Atlanta this season, Benjamin Miles in the number 11 FedEx Ground Toyota, and number 5, Nations Guard Chevrolet of Phil Parker. Next row down has a pair of green cars, Harrison Ponder in the Skull Bandit Chevrolet car 33, and number 26, Quaker State Ford of Daniel Voiles. Next row down has Matt McIntyre, winner at Richmond this season, and number 88, the Nationwide Chevrolet, and number 14, Allison Rain, the HighPoint.com Ford. Next row down is number 10, Kat Batson, and number 34, James Sykes. Next row down is Zach Winkle, number 12, and number 68, Cody McGurk. Next row down is 16, Gabby Conklin, and the 6-car Valvoline Ford of Austin Reed. Then it's Amanda Evans in number 8, number 30, Roberto Crown Jr. Then it's number 48, I should say, Caleb Vogler, and number 7, JT Bryant. And starting shotgun is Ryan Butcher in car number 71 at the wheel of the Lifeboy Chevrolet. So the field of 40 cars are lined up for a green flag race to get things started here at Martinsville Speedway. We'll take the green flag in just a couple of minutes or so from now. In-car cameras today will be carried by Dylan Young. Our pulse over the event, Keith Batson will have our second in-car camera, and our third camera will lie in the car of Levi McIntyre. Those will be our 3 in-car cameras for today's race at Martinsville. And of course, we mentioned the shortest and the slowest here at Martinsville. We go from here. Here comes the command to fire the engines.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Command given the fire engines. As we mentioned, the next race on the tour after this, we will go from the shortest and the slowest in Martinsville to the longest and the fastest at Talladega for the Winston 500. But Martinsville is the focal point of the season of this race here today, I should say. So if I could tell, that'd be dangerous. Pace car leaves the field around for the pace up, but back for the start of the race right after this. Pace cars on the pit road as the field's set to take the green flag. Dylan Young and Quentin Moore will lead him down, and we're underway here at Martinsville. Field rounding off turn number 4. Dylan Young leads the first lap of this race here. Trent Dunham at the second position now. Third is Cole Deaver. Fourth is, or trying to battle for fourth, is Quentin Moore. He's got that spot here. Charles Sanford battling Jessica Shelton for the number 5 spot. As Sanford goes up the track here, Shelton dips low with Rafaela Duke behind her. And Sanford caught on the high side of the racetrack here as they come out the second turn. And the yellow flag flies for the first time here today at Martinsville Speedway, as we'll see who the cause of the yellow flag is here. See some debris through turns number 3 and 4, or turns number 1 and 2, excuse me. Where are we at? Well, here's the cause of the first caution flag of the day. They were to come back to complete the first lap here. Eric Monaco in 66 car. Right in the middle between Nathan Hudson in 15 and Dylan Poteet in the 22 car. Monaco apparently didn't see Hudson back there, and he gets turned right there. Benjamin Miles runs into him in the 11 car. And then everybody just slows down right there behind Monaco to try to keep from bumping into him. At first, I actually thought the caution was for Jesse Turner because his car was up on the high side like he was, but Turner actually was just slipped a little bit into turn number 1 and went way up on the high side of the racetrack here. So we'll see what happens here. Pace cars lights are still on. Dylan Young is your leader on lap number 6 as we're about to get a restart here in just a moment. From the spectator cam here at Martinsville Speedway here, as pace cars are about to duck off on the pit road. Dylan Young is your leader of the race here. Second is Trent Dunham. Cole Deaver's third. Fourth is Quentin Moore. Charles Sanford is fifth. Jessica Shelton giving Sanford a bit of a nudge right there. She's in 6th position. Rafaela Duke is 7th. 8th position is Levi McIntyre. 9th position right now belongs to Nathan Orman, and Seth Cole is in 10th position as the green flag is about to fly. Green flag is already flown. Half a lap into the green flag right now, and Ryan Butcher, 71 cars on pit road, as he comes in for an unscheduled pit stop. Now battle right there going on for 5th position. Jessica Shelton dives inside of Cole Deaver for a position as she will take the spot away. And now Deaver under fire from Rafaela Duke in car number 20. And several drivers coming on pit road. I see Kyle Matthews coming on pit road along with Zachary Fitzwater in car 29. So problems early for both Matthews and Fitzwater here. Matthews dropped to 39th position, while Fitzwater is back to about 40th, I would imagine. Yes, he is. So both of them have gone a lap down. Actually make that 39th and 40th. Yeah, 71 car Brian Butcher will finish dead last with a header failure on his number 71 Lifebuoy soaked Chevrolet. Looking at William Brock there, car number 4, the Kodak Film Chevrolet, as he runs right now 13th in the order, running just ahead of the 28 car Keith Badson. As we go inside with Keith Batson, the number 28 Texaco Havlin Ford from our onboard camera. Running right now in 14th position is the Texaco Havlin Ford as he goes through turns number 3 and 4 right now. Daytona 500 pole sitter this season here, but unfortunately bad luck fell for him in that race. The man from the state of Maine's right there here, where he cut his teeth actually racing on Oxford Speedway, believe it or not, which is in his native state. Now 5,000 RPMs we see through the middle of turns number 3 and 4. See how many RPMs he turns up into turn number 1. About 87, 8,800 RPMs, somewhere around that range. Basson's in 14th position. 15th is Joshua Osborne. Cole Deaver running in 7th position. 6th up ahead of him is Rafaela Duke. He just took position away from Deaver. 5th is Shelton. 4th is Sanford. 3rd is Quentin Moore. Then it's Trent Dunham in second position, and Dylan Young is your leader here in car number 2 after 16 laps into the event. And meantime, Trent Dunham got caught up in the high side of the track here. Quentin Moore pulls up the back bumper of that number 42 machine. Dodge versus Ford in that bunch of cars. They go through turns number 3 and 4, and now Quentin goes up to the high side now. Here comes Charles Sanford dipping down low, car 24. So things are settling down here off the 4th turn here at Martinsville Speedway as we watch the field of cars here. Joshua Osborne gets off the wall, come off to number 4. And here comes Danny Bouchard in car number 70 to the low side. He'll try to take 15th position away from Osborne, and he will do so. So move the number 70 Rumpel Furniture Chevrolet up a spot here as Osborne goes to the high side in the Adam Petty Spree colors. And whoa, Dylan Poteet got to the back bumper of Osborne just about, and I thought it was going to put up the back bumper and turn him around, but thought better of it here. And as they come off the 2nd turn here, and here comes Keith Batson looking for position. That's for 13th position on William Brock in the number 4 car. And there's a good look at Keith in the Texaco Haviland colors. Stephen Colon up ahead of Batson in 12th position. 11th right now is Alex Miller in the Hot Wheels cars. Alex having a pretty good, having a decent run here today. Alex won the last time he was at Martinsville for the first night race here back in season 30. Dylan Posey running 17th position. 18th is Mike Becker in the 43 car. Again, the 25 car, Kyle Matthews is not on the lead lap. He's in 39th position. Harrison Ponders, however, he's running in 19th position right now. 20th is not Zachary Fitzwater. He, like Matthews, is not on the lead lap. 20th is Laura Chung. Nathan Hudson's 21st. Jesse Turner 22nd. Eric Monaco 23rd. And boy, Benjamin Miles putting the heat up on him right now in the 11 car. The Atlanta winner here this season runs 24th. 25th right now is Phil Parker. 26th is Matt McIntyre, a Hendrick teammate to Phil Parker. Allison Raines 27th. 28th is Daniel Voiles in the 26th car. 29th is Kat Batson. 30th is James Sykes. Then Zach Winkle, Cody McGurk, Gabby Conklin, Amanda Evans, Austin Reed, Killer Fogler, Roberto Crown Jr., and JT Bryant, the top 30, or the running order in this race here. We go back to our leader, Dylan Young, in car number 2, the Miller Lite Ford. Riding with Dylan Young in the number 2 machine. Take a look at the speedometer here on Dylan Young's car, down about 66 miles an hour in the middle of turns number 1 and 2. See how fast he goes down the back stretch. 118 miles an hour and down to about 66 miles an hour in the middle of 3 and 4. And about 110, 15, 116 miles an hour that time by. And down about 46, 48, 46, 47, 100 RPMs. And 118 miles an hour in turn number 3 that time. And down about 4,800 RPMs in the middle of 3 and 4. And see Dylan up to about 8,800 RPMs in the turn number 1. His last lap by, speed-wise, 92.452 miles an hour for the number 2 Miller Lite Ford as we jump back to race view. And Trent Dunham is closing up with that 42 car here. Dunham in second position and trying to give Dodge its first victory this season. Two Dodges are in the field here. Trent Dunham in the number 42 Texaco Haviland Dodge. That's a scheme that Kyle Matthews ran last season. Trent taking the reins of that car this season. Quentin Moore remains third. Fourth position is Charles Sanford. And Jessica Shelton remains in fifth position in car number 94. Top 10 still remains status quo here. Rafael Duke is 6th, Cole Deaver 7th. 8th is Levi McIntyre, Nathan Orman in 9th, and 10th is Seth Cole. Meantime, Seth is about to have competition for that 10th position in the form of Alex Miller in the 44 car. Nice looking paint scheme on that number 44 machine, that classic Hot Wheels paint scheme. And Alex better turn on the flame boosters of those Hot Wheels 2 of his machine here to see if he can try to gain some spots here during this course of this event. I know, terrible pun, but still. There's the copter camera there. Seth Cole up on the high side. He almost gets off the wall. Come off turn number 4. Actually, I'm not so sure if he didn't get off the wall here. Seth with a little tap against the wall here. Miller still keeping the heat, as well as the number 1 car of Stephen Cologne. There he is in the number 1 Mopar machine. Awesome paint scheme on the number 1 car. That scheme was on a Truck Series truck that I believe I want to say Dennis Setzer or Ted Musgrave or both. I think it was Dennis Setzer who drove that scheme. I think is what I'm thinking. But he runs 12th right now. 13th is Keith Batson. Dana Bouchard just took 14th now. Joshua Osborne 15th. And William Brunt, who was running in 13th position, is now dropped to 16th position. Talk about the number 4 car. And they have caught lap traffic here. The 2 and the 42 cars both have. There's Dylan Young in the Miller Lite Ford. Margin right now is 48 hundredths of a second between the front 2 cars. There's Dunham in second position, number 42 machine. Crossing the start-finish line here. Almost to the halfway point of this race here. We'll be on lap number 30. Actually, we'll complete 38 this time by, so we'll be halfway home. 38 down and 38 to go here at Martinsville Speedway. And boy, Dunham is trying to close up here. He's driving the wheels off of that Dodge. Half a second margin that time by between those 2 cars, as Young's pulled the back of the number 30 car of Roberto Crown Jr. There's the overall race view right here. Boy, Young slipped up to the high side. Dunham down the low side. Come off turn number 2. Check the margins this time by between the front. Check the speeds this time by between the front 2 cars. Trent that time slipped a little bit off the 4th turn there. Dylan Young at 91.012 miles an hour. Dunham at 90.999 miles an hour. But Young's up on the high side. Dunham is now down the low side. He's closed up a little bit in the turn 3 that time by. So we have this off turn number 4. And he gained a little bit that time by here. We're past halfway home now. 41 laps are in the books and 34 laps remaining in this race. Boy, Trent drove it in hard that time by in turn number 3. As Dylan's still having a hard time getting around at number 30 Pennzoil Chevrolet. In the meantime, both Quentin Moore and Charles Sanford trying to close up a little bit too. The 21 and 24 cars. Moore in 3rd, Sanford in 4th, and behind him Jessica Shelton in that light blue car. She's in 5th position. She'll be back with the McDonald's scheme, by the way, when we go to Talladega for the next stop on the tour for the always exciting Winston 500. And boy, what a race that's going to be too at the world's fastest racetrack. And talking about your contrast, we're going for the speeds of about almost 95 miles an hour at Martinsville to speeds about 100 miles an hour faster than that. And that race, by the way, will be a Cup Series and Meliodas Series double header, by the way, too. The Meliodas Series race will take place one day, and then the next day will be the Cup race. But boy, Dunham's still closing up here, and boy, and he better start looking in his rearview mirror now, because here comes Quentin Moore in 21. He's about ready to make a 3-car race for the lead. So this is a graphic evidence of what happens when a lap car does not get out of the way. And boy, Young is saying, "I've had enough." Dylan Young goes inside now of Roberto Crown Jr. and off turn number 1. He says, "I've had enough of following you, buddy," and he will get by Roberto. And now 30 car. See how much crap he gives Dunham now in the 42 car. Heard some wall scraping there coming off turn number 4, or down the front stretch. Meantime, battle for 3rd position. Here comes Charles Sanford, the 24 car. He'll move down the low side of Quentin Moore. Jessica Shelton will try to follow suit in the number 94 car. Whoa, Shelton slipped a little bit off that 4th turn. Charles takes 3rd position away, but Quentin not giving up in that 21 car. He wants to get back at Charles Reddick. He's got blood in his eye now, and now Rafaela Duke moves Shelton up the track now. And now Rafael, let's see what happens to him. He comes off to number 4. He's going to take 5th position away. Diva right there behind the 94 car as well too. So some good racing here. I mean, yeah, thanks to the lap cars though, but still see some good racing here today at Martinsville Speedway. You can see everything from the spectator view on this type of racetrack there, can ya? And problems for the 16 car, Gabby Conklin. And she is stalled on the course here. Several cars trying to take evasive action. And oh, Keith Batson just about bumped into the 16 car as well too. He had to come to a dead stop. And that brought the yellow flag out too. Oh dear. And this is causing a logjam here. Levi McIntyre just damaged the back of Jessica Shelton's car now. Trying to get stopped. So the 16 car of Gabby Conklin stalled out on the racetrack here. That's gonna cause the 2nd caution flag of the day to fly here at Martinsville Speedway. And we'll be back for the restart right after this. If everything gets going. Okay. So looks like everything's back to back in line here. So we'll be back for the restart right after this. Back at Martinsville Speedway in Martinsville, Virginia. The 3 cars line up on the inside lane here. Kyle Matthews, Zachary Fitzwater, and the 12 car of Zach Winkle will move to the inside lane. All 3 of them are not on the lead lap. We'll be restarting here on lap number 57. We'll have 19 to go here at Martinsville. Green flag back out, and we're back underway. Dylan Young is your leader. 2nd position is Trent Dunham. 3rd is Charles Sanford. Quentin Moore in 4th, then Rafaela Duke runs in 5th. And boy, the leaders are up on the high side here. And what one's on the inside lane? That's Rafaela Duke in car number 20. Dylan Young slammed the wall, come out to number 4. And LeDuc's on the inside lane. He is flying through there. Same with Quentin Moore. He's on the inside lane now. Same with Cole Deaver in the 3 car. Here. LeDuc up the 2nd position now. Let's see what happens off turn number 4. And now Dylan Young being heckled by the lap car of the lap car of his teammate Zach Winkle, the 12 car. And now Dunham, I should say, Young moves to the inside here. LeDuc's now down, trying to close up a little bit, and boy, Young way up on the high side of the track, on the low side, I should say. LeDuc tries to follow through. Battle for the lead here between the 20 and the 2 cars. Boy, Dylan Young down the low side here. I tell you, I think he gave all scare. I thought for a second his car was broke for a minute. But turn out it wasn't. He was just playing. He was just trying to break the slip screen, I guess you might say, on everybody else, and fooled and kind of, I guess you might say that, or fooled LeDuc into thinking that his car was broken when it actually wasn't. But whatever the case, so Young is still leading with now 61 laps in the books, and we're down to 14 to go at Martinsville Speedway. LeDuc is now second. Third is Quentin Moore. Fourth is Trent Dunham, and Charles Sanford right now runs in fifth position, as the cars of Zachary Fitzwater and Kyle Matthews have both gotten away from everybody else. So they are now on the tail end of the lead lap. But if there's real about 12 or 13 laps to go, there's not much time for them to make up everything unless everybody else has a problem on their cars there. But that shuffle, by the way, has created some shuffling in the top 10 now. Cole Deaver's now the one running in 6th position. 7th is now Alex Miller. 8th is Levi McIntyre. Seth Cole's 9th, or I should say Keith Batson's 9th. Seth Cole's in 10th. Jessica Shelton has dropped to 11th position now. Stephen Colon's in 12th. Then Mike Becker, Nathan Ormond, and Laura Chung, the top 15. Then Harrison Ponder, 16th. Joshua Osborne, 17th. 18th is Dylan Poteet. 19th is Jesse Turner. And 20th, they're trying 420. Oh, somebody's got problems here. It's Keith Batson and Zach Winkle that's crashed. We're about to come off turn number 4 right now, and boy, Dylan Young did not want to see that yellow flag to fly here, because there's going to bunch up everybody else once again. And good news for Fitzwater and Matthews, they're back on the lead lap. So take a look as to what happened to the 12 and the 28 cars. As to what happened. Well, Zach Winkle was 38th. He was running a lap down here. Comes off turn number 4, gets into the wall, and then gets into Keith Batson's car. Batson slams the inside wall hard in that 28 machine. Tough break for Batson. He was running in the. Batson was running in the top 10. We just mentioned he was running 8th. When this all happened to him, and as in front end buckled up a little bit on the Davey Allison Texaco Haviland cars, on board Keith Batson's car. So Batson, luckily for him, that crash did not take him out on the race, so he's 21st right now. But boy, I'm sure Keith's going to want a little word with Zach Winkle over that one too, in the garage area after this race, and somebody's pouring out some debris in the middle of turns number 3 and turns number 1 and 2. As you see, Batson right there behind the 5 car of Phil Parker, and behind him is the number 4 car of William Brock, behind Batson, that is. So Keith hoping to get himself a decent finish, still at least when as this race goes along. And Dylan Young is your leader. Can he hold them all up in the last few laps of this race? We're about to find out when we get back for the restart right after this. Pace cars on the pit road, and get ready for 5 laps of all-out racing here as we'll restart on lap number 71. Dylan Young is your leader. Second is Rafael Duke, then Quentin Moore, Trent Dunham, and Charles Sanford, the top 5. And let's see what happens on the final laps of the race here at Martinsville. Dylan Young has started from the pole and led every lap so far in this race here. Can he lead the last 5 of this event? We'll see what happens here. He's led one of those last 5. Levi McIntyre trying to move inside of Alex Miller for position. That's for the 7th position there. Miller in the 44 car, McIntyre in 99. Now Jessica Shelton's going to try to move her way back to the inside of Seth Cole for position. That's 9th and 10th. coming through turns number 1 and 2 here. Zachary Fitzwater on pit road. Coming up for 2 laps to go now for Dylan Young as he is about to, as he could be 2 laps away from his first victory of the season. It'll be the second win for Ford this season. Levi McIntyre won for Ford at Darlington earlier this season, and Dylan trying to get Ford's second victory of the year. So come on to number 4 here. Dylan Young will see the white flag. Does Rafael Leduc have anything for Dylan Young on the final lap? Margin still stays the same between the 2 and the 20 cars here as they come through turns number 3 and 4. And I think Dylan Young's got it made in the shade. Off turn number 4 he comes. Dunham to inside of Quentin Moore for third position, but where it counts up front, Dylan Young wins the STP 500 at Martinsville. Scene like this, the number 2 Miller Lite Ford about to head the victory lane. Scene like this takes you back to when Rusty Wallace won a lot of times at Martinsville himself. And Dylan Young will take the 2 car to victory lane at Martinsville Speedway. Rafael Leduc comes home second position. A great day for him. Third will go to Quentin Moore. Fourth to Trent Dunham. And Charles Sanford will finish in 5th position. Rest of the finishing order for you here. 6th will go to Cole Deaver. 7th to Alex Miller. 8th to Levi McIntyre. Jessica Shelton will finish in 9th. And Nathan Ormond got around Seth Cole to finish in 10th position. Seth will finish 11th. Then Stephen Cologne 12th. Laura Chung 13th. Mike Becker 14th. Dylan Young 5th. Dylan Pote, I should say, 15th. Joshua Osborne 16th. Phil Parker 17th. Harrison Ponder will come home 18th. 19th will go to Eric Monaco. And Jesse Turner will finish in 20th. 21st will go to William Brock. 22nd to Matt McIntyre, darn hiccups. Keith Batson 23rd, Nathan Hudson 24th, Allison Rain 25th, then James Sykes 26th, 27th will go to Kat Batson, Daniel Boyles 28th, 29th will go to Amanda Evans, and 30th to Benjamin Miles, then Cody McGurk, Austin Reed, Roberto Crown Jr., Caleb Fogler, and Kyle Matthews was the last of the lead lap finishers, 35 of them on the lead lap. And 3 cars finished a lap or more down. That's JT Bryant, Zachary Fitzwater, and Zach Winkle was 2 laps down. Cars out of the race. Daniel Bouchard had a piston failure that knocked him out of the race. Gabby Conklin, same problem for her. And Ryan Butcher had a header failure. So no serious crashes that's taken everybody out of the race, though. But still, just another typical day on the short track at Martinsville Speedway here. Actually not really many cautions. There are 3 of them to be exact. But Dylan Young, averaging 76.739 miles an hour, gets his first victory of the season and the second win for Ford this season. Adding on to, as I mentioned, Levi McIntyre's win at Darlington. and if you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel. We got in-our races, we got gaming videos, we got in-our online videos. Whatever the president of the NNSCRA Seth Cole desires to have for his channel, be sure to check out Seth's Duracell Cup Series, the main series on this channel, and also be sure to get with Seth, and he'll get you going on if you want in on future seasons of his Duracell Cup Series. And also be sure to check out our 2 channels that does NNSCRA offline. Those 2 channels being from, well, one of them is from our race winner today at Martinsville, Dylan Young. His channel is X86753985AX. He's the guy that does the NNSCRA Spectrum Mobile Cup Series, and also be sure to subscribe to Thrashman899. That's Levi McIntyre's channel. He's the man who does the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series, and subscribe to those 2 channels for some cool stuff as well too, as well as subscribe to this channel, the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. So that will do it here today at Martinsville Speedway. Congratulations once again to Dylan Young, the winner of the STP 500. For now, this is James Qualls. This has been a production of the NNSCRA, celebrating 10 years of offline racing at its best. We'll see you at Talladega for the Winston 500.